Good morning, everyone. Just checking my audio very quickly here. Been having some audio issues, had some internet issues, all types of issues. But anyway, we're going to talk about this money today and how certain news entities, and please let me know if my audio, if you're just tuning in, please let me know if my audio is doing well. I had some audio issues previously, I had to go offline, but I'm back. Hopefully, I worked those out. But anyway, we have to understand how news in general is the way that most consumers, most investors are informed. And then they really start their usual routine of analysis and deep diving and using all sorts of data in order to make well-formed investment decisions. Okay. So whether it be, using your RSI, using trending analysis, using price pendulums that go up and down, this, that, and the other. Jermaine Anderson, please let me know, brother, if my audio is okay. Hopefully I worked out the kinks. But anyway, we're going to rock and roll here, and hopefully we'll get things popping. We're going to talk about this money. All right. So first things first, anytime certain stocks, which are organizations, let's take, for instance, Microsoft, who makes Xbox. Xbox, believe it or not, they're actually trailing PS5 as well as Nintendo Switch, Nintendo, whatever other game consoles Nintendo have. Apple is not doing so well because of the news, right? It really has to depend on the news and information that people are receiving, which some of you use that solely, which I don't really think you should, because we understand how certain investment organization, use their power of media in order to drive stock prices up and drive stock prices down. Let's take, for instance, stock manipulation. Right? When we're looking at this family, okay, Jeff, don't get up here. Jeff, um, it says here that market manipulation isn't always clear cut. In January 2021, retail investors got together to counter a hedge fund short position on the GameStop stock at the behest of Reddit's page Wall Street Bets. While that drove the price of GameStop up significantly, it soon came crashing down. Now, they have all of these tactics, they have all of these strategies of how they misinform investors, especially those investors who are beginners, those investors who are novice. Not even your intermediary investors are the ones who are essentially being taken each and every day. Your Mensa, your top 100,000, $1 million investors, they're not the ones being taken. It's the little man. It's the beginner. It's the guy who's probably investing a year, anywhere from a year to 5 years. Your guys are being taken by the news, right? Oh, I heard that Apple is coming out with a new product, so I think that's a good time to buy. You probably should have bought Apple a year ago. And this is my thing. Dollar cost averaging is one of the most important things that you can ever do. You set it and you forget it. If you're not a type of investor who's not going to watch the stock market each and every day, then the number one thing that you should do is essentially invest in index and ETF funds, which you pretty much set it and forget it. A good price is $150 per month. You set it and forget it. Do not invest in mutual funds, because I've said this time and time before, there's a lot of hidden fees, there's a lot of brokerage fees, and every time they do a transaction, because mutual funds are actively managed, they incur taxes, okay? So if you're going to do this, you most likely want to do ETFs, index funds, which are passively managed. But here's some of the ways how they tactically and strategize against having you to be an emotional investor, which you will always lose, spreading rumors. For a long time, people were investing in GameStop, Sony, Nokia, stocks of that matter, basically what the Reddit page we're talking about, people were investing with these guys that nobody knows, hide them behind a computer screen, not really giving you any information. Basically, they're going to tell you you're going to buy large positions, and they didn't. And you guys sold your stock, and they bought them. And when they bought their stock, you try to buy, and they sold their stock. And we also know this is another strategy. And don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of these strategies are combinations, and we're going to get into it. Fictitious trading, price manipulation, and the most famous one of them all, pump and dump. And this is why I inform you guys, do not buy penny stocks. Now, some of you may just want to take a gamble. Hey, whatever you want to do with your money at the end of the day, that's totally fine. But penny investments are usually bad investments where that entity usually pumps and dumps that particular stock, okay? Pump and dump simply means that they're going to go in and they're going to buy, thousands, if not million shares of volume of this stock to make it seem worth more than what it is. And when they get enough investors to have a price point that they want to reach, they dump the stock, meaning that they sell, and they drive the price of the stock down, meaning that all of the money that you invested is now wiped away, and they take home the riches and you become poor. That's simple. That's it. So let's talk about something else here. We talked about how organizations drive mass media in order to manipulate you, in order to curtail stock prices, whether they're going up and down. And what are some of these organizations, right? And listen, I'm not saying these organizations are being nefarious, that they're being bad, okay? But you take it with a grain of salt. Some of these companies like Wells Fargo, Edward Jones, Bank of America, Fidelity, Raymond Jones, JP Morgan, TD Ameritrade, Eaton Vance, Cowen Capital, I mean, you name it. Any entity that you know that you can invest through, even Vanguard, if they release particular news because of the amount of billions and trillions of dollars of assets of investment money, they can drive stocks up and down. I want to go back to stock manipulation. It was something there I wanted to point out that I don't want to say that this is what they're doing, but it's important to mention. Market manipulation is an intentional effort to deceive and defraud investors by artificially affecting the supply or demand for security and driving its price up or down. Those who orchestrate artificial price movements then profit from them at the expense of other investors. This happens far too often, and this is the struggle that you guys get into all the darn time. Right now, as I'm looking at my portfolio, as you notice, it really never rebound here. I'm gonna show you in the past year. In the past year, I'm still down $13,000. Somebody's like, hey, I was going to invest, but I ain't investing. I'm at a holding pattern, right? I did invest a little yesterday, but I'm mostly at a holding pattern where I'm kind of picking and choosing where I put my money at. Because you have to do your research back behind the news, because just like anything else, it makes me think of Donald Trump to a certain degree. It really does. With fake news, and a lot of fake news in the investment sector is done for a particular reason, and it's money. That's why it's done. It's done because of stinking money. It's either to make money or for you to lose money. If you're losing money, somebody's making money. If you're making money, somebody is losing money. I just want to point that out. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't want to take too much of your time. It's Friday. You guys enjoy your day. I see you guys on the next one. See, my internet is back up. Bravo. You guys have a great and wonderful day, and I see you on the next one. I'm out.